Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the last segment of today's mid-morning talk. To close off today's show, we're shifting focus to something very close to our hearts: culture, resistance, and community. This weekend marks the second Palestine Youth and Family Market brought to you by Social Intifada. It's a space that unites people in solidarity with Palestine through art, food, dialogue, and so much more. Joining me now is the founder of Social Intifada, Khalid Vawda. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Jazakallah khair for having us.
Jazakallah so much for joining me. I'm going to get right into questions about the family market, and so that everyone can know. First of all, welcome, Jazakallah. And let's start off with the basics. Where is this market? When and where is this market taking place?
So it's this coming Friday and Saturday, the 15th and 16th of August at the Emerentia Primary School in Johannesburg. Friday, it starts at 2 p.m. and carries on until 9 p.m. And Saturday, it's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Inshallah. I hope everyone heard that. We hope to see you guys all there, inshallah, in solidarity for Palestine, in your cafes and your watermelons and all things Palestine. Next this is the second Palestine Youth and Family Market. What inspired you to start it in the first place?
The team were looking into ways of empowering our youth in terms of understanding the cause and taking the challenge forward for Palestine, carrying on the struggle, as well as educating and keeping the message alive amongst our people. It's been 22 months that we're in the genocide. It's been more than 75 years of occupation. People can tend to drop off. It's human. It happens. So one of our main focuses is to try and keep the awareness foremost about Palestine, about the occupation, and about the intolerable conditions of the people that they face against this barbaric Zionist regime that occupies our land.
Exactly. And I think that, having these things as reminders and to keep the momentum up is so, so important. And can you tell me what the mission behind Social Intifada is, and how does the market tie to that vision?
Our role specifically works in tandem with digital activism. We work on events as well. The main focus, obviously, being to create awareness and impart education and knowledge and inspire people. So we use the platforms available to us, which in recent years have become very powerful platforms. So we try and educate and help people through those processes with factual information. We try and empower content creators as well to be able to take up the challenge of portraying the message of Palestine in an honest and truthful way on digital platforms, because we know we face an enemy that spends millions of dollars in pumping the lies of the Israeli regime and their narrative. So we've got a lot of work to do in countering that and putting forward the truth and just sharing the voices and amplifying the messages of our brothers and sisters in Palestine, while remaining true to our cause. And obviously, we base everything around Quran and Sunnah, so we try not to stray from those boundaries. But at the same time, in order to meet the challenges that we face through social media and the audiences that we're trying to speak to, there has to be a level of creativity and there has to be a level of originality, which is what we try and inspire.
Okay, I see that. And I think that, exactly what Social Intifada is, showing the world and what they're trying to, bring forward is exactly what the market is doing. And so it ties together so well. And I think that having the market, knowing that the youth love things like this and putting the two together is a really, really good idea. So, big prompts to Social Intifada for that. Could you please give me an idea for someone who's never been to the market before, what they expect to see, to experience, and like what will be happening on Friday and Saturday?
So based on our first experience last year, we obviously learned a few lessons and there was valuable feedback from everybody who attended. The primary focus last year was on activities for kids of all ages. We found that while that was a good idea initially, some of those didn't actually work because it wasn't quite practical. So we've revisited that. We've trimmed down the activities for the kids. There are still a substantial number of activities for the children, but we've included a host of activities for the older, for teenagers, high school goers, young adults, and we've included activities for adults as well. So aside from the food vendors and aside from the lifestyle vendors, of which we have an excellent selection, mashallah, all of them fully supportive of Palestine, uh, we've got interactive talks which are taking place. We've got a panel. We've got a few panel discussions. One is dealing with the youth and the challenges of the youth in terms of the resistance, in terms of carrying out the struggle and solidarity work for Palestine. We've got a number of youth leaders present who will be there. This will take place on Friday evening around 6:30 after Maghrib, inshallah. So there's a panel discussion with them. On Saturday, there's a panel discussion with people who are working in the social space, who are working in the media space. We've got Aisha Vaid from the Debrief Network. We've got Natim Gubani, who is an illustrator quite famous for his coloring books. We've got Imogen Capel from Scene TV as well. We'll be discussing journalism. We'll be discussing citizen journalism. We'll be discussing Palestine propaganda and the power of your platform. And then on Saturday evening, we have a conversation with Palestinians who are in South Africa, who've had to leave and flee Palestine. Some of them have lost their family members. Some of them still have family members who are trapped in the genocide. You know, they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So the conditions they faced, what Palestine means to them, Palestine being the homeland, Palestine being central to all of us as Muslims, wherever we may be. So those panel discussions are going to be quite interesting and quite eye-opening. There's something for everybody there. We've got documentary screenings that are taking place as well. Friday evening, we've got Inside Gaza, Kill Zone, which is a Channel 4 production. Saturday afternoon, we've got something for the kids in Through the Eyes of a Child. That's about a half an hour documentary. And Saturday evening, we're screening the documentary by Louis Theroux, Settlers. So those are all available. One of the things that we're really, really working hard on, the entire team and all of our event partners have been working really hard on, something which I haven't seen done in South Africa before, is an interactive exhibition on Palestine. So there's multiple areas and facets that will be covered in the exhibition. It's not just visuals, but there's a whole lot. It's audio, there's visual, there's interactive. I don't want to give too much away, but it's something that people would have to come and see to experience. We want people to walk away from there with a renewed sense of conviction in the cause, in that there's still quite a bit of work to do ahead, but at the same time remembering where we come from. So there's quite a few different areas of interest within the exhibition, and this is something I would urge every single person, young and old, to come through and take part in the exhibition as well.
What a power-packed weekend, mashallah. I think now, even if someone wasn't going to come, now they have to come because, wow, I really, really love the idea of having the exhibition and it being interactive and everything. That's what really stood out for me. Now, for people who can't attend, is there any way that they can be involved or support online?
Absolutely, they can share our content. Salam Media is one of our media partners, so I think Salam Media would be sharing some of the content and doing interviews from the event on Friday and Saturday. And then watch out for our socials on Instagram as well as our YouTube channel, where we would rescreen the panel discussions, especially because I'm sure there's going to be some key takeaways and some gems coming out of there in terms of activism and the way forward, and understanding the realities that we face both outside of Palestine and that the Palestinians face as well. But absolutely, please help to support the word. And this type of work requires assistance. It requires as much assistance as possible. So if anybody would like to assist financially, we're completely non-profit. Please do get in touch with us. We would be more than happy to, and then we'd be extremely grateful for your support.
Inshallah. Jazakallah so much for joining me. I hope everybody heard exactly what this market is all about. It's all about Palestine. It's all about liberation of Palestine, spreading the word, giving people information what they didn't know, and bringing that momentum that was once lost back for the liberation of Palestine. Jazakallah so much for joining me, and Jazakallah to all the viewers and the listeners for joining Salam Media. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.